What's going on? Welcome back, men of prestige, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to add maybe just another lesson here to this story of Michael B. Jordan and Laurie Harvey's split, right? I wanted to add a little bit more to it because I feel like there's a lot of lessons in this kind of situation. Yes, they are celebrities, and we can't really use them as a yardstick for measuring our lifestyle, because honestly they live in a different bubble altogether. But nonetheless, it's a lot of things here because people are looking at them. It's literally millions of people looking at them and using them as their own yardstick in terms of should I break up with this girl, should I dump this guy, am I ready for a relationship at the age of 25? Should I wait till 35 to get married? Am I ready after I've created a massive success like Michael B. Jordan has done? Or should I, quote unquote, leave that baby girl lifestyle, soft life, like Lori Harvey, right? Everyone, at the end of the day, they're fantasizing based off of watching this kind of people, right? So, nonetheless, I feel like I should had this lesson, okay? One thing we know so far right now is that the way Michael B. Jordan has responded to this is, I consider it beautiful, and I'll explain in a second, right? It's not easy. Like, if the story we're hearing is true, which is, hey, he wanted to wife this girl up, he wanted to settle with this beautiful babe, right? But he got turned down. That's the story. That's the allegations, or that's the narrative we're hearing, right? We never know how true these things are until later, even though everyone act like they were there, But nonetheless, we can talk about it, right? So yes, he got turned down by this beautiful girl, beautiful lifestyle. I mean, just watch them, right? You're like, this is what I like it to look like, right? You see the ladies like, oh, like you saw, what's her name? Vivica Fox was like, no, right? But the truth of the matter is that we don't know what happened there, right? But anyway, what's the lesson here? The real lesson here for you fellas, especially, because again, for every action, there's a reaction, and your reactions are your responsibility. Okay? There is no guarantee in life that things are not going to happen that you don't find pleasurable, that you don't find rewarding, at least in the short term, that will hit you in your face like life is about to end. Sometimes good people will encounter a situation where a wife will say, I think I want divorce. I think I want separation, right? In real life, that's going to happen. Okay? It may not be a situation like marriage or romantic relationship of any type. It could be in business. You're going to encounter disappointments. Okay? How you react to it is everything. In fact, that's the one skill set that everyone skips. Okay? Everyone talks about the vetting. Everybody talks about preparing. Everyone talks about preparing and then being perfect. Everyone talks about planning and perfectly executing whatever they plan in the beginning when it comes to romantic relationships and planning into the future. No one talks about preparing for the inevitable. What's the inevitable? That sometimes surprise will come. Surprise is inevitable, right? It's just going to happen, right? And usually, why is it surprising? Because it came from a blind spot. So you could prepare all you want. There's nothing wrong with preparing, because the more you prepare for, obviously, the more you can avoid. But again, let's switch that up really quickly, right? The more you prepare for, potentially, the more you can shoot yourself on the legs with something we call paralysis by analysis. You can overanalyze. You can over-discuss. I saw somebody says, somebody was talking yesterday and they said, hey, discuss everything. Do you realize that you can discuss your... And these are sizable books. They are minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3-times author. Those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that, yourself onto lifetime singlehood, like literally operate with fear and never really encounter love because you were busy discussing, you were busy trying to uncover all the potential risk, right? Forgetting that at some point you're gonna have to pull the trigger, right? So discussing is just not enough. I think the part of it that we need to start talking about is how do you, when the inevitables happen, when risk become issues, when risk that was never planned for, that you could never see it coming, when they become issues in real life, how do you react to them? How do you respond to them? That's a skill set that gentlemen, and of course ladies too, you need to learn, right? If somebody asks you for a divorce, how do you respond to that? Even if you never saw it coming, right? If somebody asks you that they want separation, how do you respond to that? If somebody that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with, they come to you and say, hey, how do you respond? And they say, hey, I don't think I'm ready for that. I think we should just, go a separate way. I think we should try open marriage. I know, right? Well, how do you respond to that, right? That's something that no one wants to talk about, because again, it's not gonna be like, you could. I'm gonna help you right now to prepare for that, right? But again, from a blind spot, another type of issue will come up, right? What do I mean by from a blind spot? It wasn't an identified risk in the first place, right? You could not see it coming because you fell in love with this beautiful girl, right? The whole world was rooting for you. Everybody thought couple goals, right? But you just never could see this coming. This daddy's girl that was raised by a lot of people consider him a fine man, right? What would you do if this girl turns around that you really thought was in love with you and said, nah, I think I want to slow things down? What would you do, right? That's the real question I'm asking you right now. Now, what did Michael B. Jordan do? He ended up at the game that same night. He had a smile on his face. He was enjoying the game, right? I know you really never thought, you were busy calling him out, calling him a simp, calling him all kind of names. He should have known better. I was one of them. I do think he should have known better. That was part of the lessons, right? But again, we're all flawed, right? We all don't know better sometimes. Not sometimes, a whole lot of times you're going to make the wrong choices. Not because you were that wrong. It's because, again, we all have blind spots. So when you encounter a situation where you had a blind spot, how do you respond to it? Exactly the way he responded to it. You move. You keep moving. Okay? Your actions are your responsibility. Your reactions are your responsibility. What most people do, we overreact because they received a shock, and then the next thing they want to do is overreact or try to hold her down, say, what are you doing? Why would you want to do that? No. Again, we only see what we see, but I think he did such a fantastic job. Ended up at a game that same night, enjoyed the hell out of that game, and had a smile on his face. That's the same thing you should do. You should let them go. Listen, that doesn't have to be a permanent decision, okay? But at least for the moment, while things calm down, let them go. Somebody comes to you and asks you for a divorce, say, okay, I understand. Let's talk more about it later if you ever change your mind. That's extremely hard to do. Nonetheless, the only thing that you want to do when this ever happens to you, okay, it's not going to show up like a woman asking you for separation. It's going to be something else different in life. Learn how to respond and still be in control by saying, okay, I understand. Let me know if I ever change your mind. Hopefully that was enlightening. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any pushback or anything like that. I would like to learn from you. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.